Hello everyone, this is Thugruck and today we're doing a tanking tutorial for Fungicide level 18. This is going to be an advanced tanking tutorial, so the pulls are going to be a little bit larger and more complicated so that you as a tank can carry your low DPS to the end of the map and still finish on time. For swaps this map, I bring a Clarent Blade, a shield swap, and because it's level 18 I actually bring Lurcher Sandwiches as well, just in case I need a little bit more health and a little bit of a boost to the healing. Other than that though, you're just on your standard tank set, and I have only part of my skip set here with me because we're running level 18 and I want the extra inventory spaces for the chest loot. Alright, to start off the map, we're just waiting for the patrolling ranged mob to come all the way down here, and then when she starts walking back, we want her to be about halfway through the bridge. So now we'll go. We're just pulling this guy, not using any defensives, waiting for the ranged mob to clump up. We'll use our shoes, and then we'll E when they're all together. Don't Q them or anything yet. Grab this extra mob, give him a Q now, and then you snare. Don't bother auto-attacking or anything, you don't really need it. Alright, gonna ask them to reset this patrolling mob here. We want the mob to be grouped up with these, and when it gets grouped up, we're gonna go up to them, auto attack once and roll their auto attacks, then poison this mob and pull everything together. So gonna roll, poison to pull her, everything's together, and then you E. Give it a Q, 4 auto attacks, snare, another Q, and walk away. Alright, we have a few people reflecting, so I'm just going to walk close to cause them to do the ability. Use the E to dodge their auto attacks. Build up to 4 auto attacks, snare, walk away. For this mob, I just poison the patrol, come down here, and I roll the auto attack, let the ability go so people can reflect it, and then I E. After that, build up to 4 auto attacks, snare, and then just aim her away from the DPS. For the next pull, we're just going to roll past this guy to grab the small melee up top here, group them back together, then going to E. Build up to 4 auto attacks. Actually, we're going to drop an enfeeble here and grab this mob. Four auto attacks, snare, and make sure your DPS use invis. We're just going to sneak the chest here. Alright, for the next part, you're just going to start with your E to dodge their auto attacks. Give them a Q, build up to 4 auto attacks. Snare them. Now, we're watching these patrols here, so the ranged ones are here, so we know the melee patrols are on the exact opposite side. Looking for the patrols, so I'm going to poison to pull them. Bring them all down here. Build up to 4 auto attacks. Snare. Give them another Q. Wait for the ability and walk away. Gonna walk up to them to make them do their ability. And now we're gonna grab the ranged mobs here. Again, just Eing into them to dodge the auto attacks. Build up to 4 auto attacks, snare, and walk away. For this, we're just waiting for the patrols to group up. This one's the most important. You want her in here. Sometimes they don't line up. So while we wait for the other one, I'm just going to go in with her roll and poison this guy. Once they're all grouped up, I'm going to E, and I actually missed one. Build up to 4 auto attacks. Snare. Give him another Q and walk away. Now I'm going to walk close so she does her ability for the person reflecting. Maybe. Maybe not. Alright, this guy will do his ability, so I'll let him go. Now going to wait for the reflect to say they're ready. Just go in with a snare, roll the auto attack from the mage, shield the second one. Optionally, you can use your E to dodge the second one, and that way you can stun the mobs. Trying to pull this one. Group them all up. Alright, waiting for the DPS again. Alright, so again we're going to lead with the snare. Roll away. And dodge the second auto attack as well. This time I dodged it with my E instead of my helmet. Alright, so we're waiting for this patrol to come up. Once she's up here, we'll just roll past and then E everything when it groups. Build up to 4 auto attacks, snare everything, and walk away. walk up so the guy can reflect. Gonna drop an enfeeble instead of snaring. Alright, for the next pull, you have your DPS group here, and when the two mages are together, you'll poison one of them, roll their auto attacks, and run all the way this way. Alright, so you poison, roll, I wasn't thinking, I just wasted my E there. So we're gonna pull this lady all the way down. Alright, now we're watching this patrol here. Want him to be right about there and then poison him. My poison's on cooldown, so we're just gonna wait. I'll probably be able to just body pull him now. So that way you get 3 of the ranged mobs off of the mini boss. After you roll their first auto attack, you E back in to dodge the second one. Build up to 4 auto attacks, snare, and a lot of the time they're dead by the time you snare. If they're not, then you just snare and walk away. For this next part here, we're waiting for this patrol to group up down here. What we're going to do, we're going to roll past them, and we're going to take the first auto attack. That way, if anyone wants to reflect that first one, they'll be able to if they want to. Then after that, you auto attack and E them once they do auto attack you. Build up to 4 auto attacks, snare, and walk them away from the DPS. Watching that snare debuff while we wait for them. Alright, gonna walk up so DPS can reflect. Go in with your snare. After that, you just, well, we're waiting for this patrol to be gone. Just gonna pull everything over here so we're not dealing with the patrol. Alright, then we're waiting for the DPS to be ready with reflect again. We'll do the same thing as before, just go in and snare the mage, then roll away. We're waiting for this patrol to group up with them. Before we skip, we need to make sure we're at 60 mobs. There's going to be 2 mobs in the boss room. So that's gonna give us 57. So I'm gonna pull this mob here. Rolled away to get them away from the mages, and then I eat back into them once they were clumped up and away from the mage. If you poison the spinner instead over here or aggro him at all, the mage up top will pull, and that sucks. You don't want to do that. So for anyone who's unaware, even on level 18, as long as the spinner is enfeebled, you're able to tank the spin for a while. You're definitely able to tank it when you have enfeeble and holy beam on you, but I'm not sure how long you can tank it if you don't have holy beam. After that mob, we're gonna skip. For the boss fight, you want to swap to your toughness passives. You want your AoE Q, your parry strike. You want increased heals and damage on your boots. So first thing we're going to do when we pull the boss, we're going to poison this mob when he's standing there. That way you have aggro on the mob. After they both pull to you, you're gonna Q them and E them to get their aggro. You don't want to auto attack so that the DPS can reflect the first ability. Alright, and actually I'm gonna preemptively eat some food. So spamming abilities here to get their aggro, and then after that you can auto attack. So for this boss, before he does his bubble, it's 3 auto attacks, and then he does his ability. So you can count his auto attacks, and you can even time it to make sure you have defensives available to keep yourself alive. After the first phase and he starts doing his bubble, you just run from one side of the room to the other. So then you're out of range of these AoE attacks that are spawning, and he'll spend a lot of time walking to you, and by the time he walks all the way to you, he'll either do his ability just straight up, or he'll auto attack you like maybe one time before he does his ability. And doing it that way, you can actually do it without a healer. Alright guys, so that's how you do a level 18 Fungicide with a little bit larger pulls than normal, and that's how you turn the boss into a really easy fight too. Just bring a bunch of reflects and it goes really quickly. And as a matter of fact, if everyone, including you, is running reflect, you can actually do that boss without a healer. So thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed and learned something new. Hope to see you guys out in HCEs, and have a great night.